for my story, Juice Plus came along 20 years ago now, which is pretty amazing, and was not interested in the business. Saw some amazing things with the product initially, especially with our kids, and it was that experience that actually caused us to go to a conference, kind of check the product out more. At that time, 3 research studies, and this is the real short version because you guys, you've heard my story, but it's changed our life. It's been dramatic, and I don't know what kind of order, if you guys are comfortable with doing this. I was really hoping, and Kristen, I don't know your background as well as I should. Do you mind maybe just sharing a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Do you want some of my story too, or both?
I would. I know Sarah, definitely with your background, the research, obviously.
For myself, I have not been sick one time since I've been on Juice Plus, and I'm starting to see good responses from people I've shared it with and that have been consistently taking Juice Plus, which is exciting because there's fruit from it, and that makes me more excited to share it with more people. With more of my background, I'm not a nurse, or I'm not
in our community. What have you noticed with adding Juice Plus to your diet? And I know you guys eat really well.
Mm-hmm.
Also.
Yeah. So my mom, she introduced it to our family when I was in high school. So it was kind of, Mom says, take this, and we did, just trusted her, but I noticed right away, especially in high school years, I always got strep throat like every single year. I just have had a lot of things, just being born with a heart condition, it seemed that I was kind of predisposed to some things. But once we consistently took the Juice Plus, the last time I had strep throat was probably this year, just a fluke thing from traveling in and out of the country. So it's been a long time since I've really been sick with that specific thing. And I've noticed, when we would get sick, like my brothers and I, it was much less frequent, like throughout the year, and it was a shorter time frame, like maybe a day or something, or or you don't actually have to miss school or anything. You just kind of feel like, oh, I don't feel well, and then you get over it. So I noticed that younger, and then transitioning into the college years, because I was an athlete in college, a heptathlete. My body was under a lot of stress, a lot of just physical demands. And I noticed that all my teammates were getting injured and I wasn't. And they used to make fun of me and call me Miss Salad because not only did I, eat well, but I supplemented my diet with the Juice Plus. And, they'd say, oh, take your Fruit Plus or whatever. It was always a big joke. But I'm like, hey, you guys are the ones that are injured and I'm not. And that's really rare, especially in the sport of track, because running is just constant repetitive motion over and over and over. So you're just so much more susceptible to injuries because of the sheer nature of running. So I definitely noticed a big difference in myself, in comparison to, all my teammates that were also healthy and they were getting the same amount of exercise that I was, but they weren't doing the things of, being really conscientious about their diet and sleep and all those extra factors outside of that. So those are 2 big things for me.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a ton of athletes that benefit from Juice Plus. I actually just got off a chat. I formed a chat with my daughter Claire, who she's talking to some guys that they actually want to gain weight. Of course, that's the wrong mentality. But this weightlifter out in State College, she was just going on and on about how Juice Plus has helped her. Of course, all the Olympic teams and all of that. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. Awesome. Maybe Sarah, if we could kind of shift to you. Juice Plus, actually being a health professional. I love the research. That's what gives me the confidence and the credibility to share with my patients. But knowing what about the amount of research, what excites you about that?
I think for me, the research really stands out because being a health professional, a lot of times we're the number one people that don't take care of ourselves. And a lot of professionals think that they kind of know it all when it comes to nutrition. And we know that the physicians don't really even get college courses on nutrition. It can be an elective course for them. So it helps to know the research is there, because when someone has a question about the Juice Plus, or they've started and they've said that they aren't feeling anything, we know that the research shows what it's doing in the body and what the synergy of the fruits and vegetables can do, and how it is the preventative method that can really keep us going and prevent problems further down the road. So I find that without me even being a medical professional, I'm sorry, my dog is wanting to talk too. Every time I start talking, he starts whining. So sorry. Yeah, stop. I might have to hold him here in a second. But
That's all right. We'll have some of those in the crowd probably. So it's
so,
good role playing.
Yeah. So I think that it helps us to just have the confidence in the product and knowing that they back everything that we say that it does, and that we can, really stand confident in that.
Yeah, I agree. The research really it's amazing. Over 35 studies and growing. It really is something else.
And I can go deeper into that. Sorry, he distracted me.
No, that's all right. That's great. But I'm just kind of trying to get some flow here. I don't know again how Leslie's going to want to do it, but and maybe and then I don't know. And we can ask this of all of you. What again? I'll communicate with Leslie and but maybe Kristen. Obviously you love Juice Plus. Good experience. What kind of caused you to transition in from just loving it to wanting to share it?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say?
I think I saw people that were we're starting to see people that were really unhealthy and that I just didn't realize how many people were going to the wrong things for their health. And I did it too. That's why I knew, okay, I found this and this gave me, this was real food, real nutrition. And it was a healthy way of filling in the gap, as they say. And I just saw, kids, older people, even people that were really into fitness that thought they were healthy just weren't healthy. And it's like, this kind of makes sense. And so again, the fruit, I started seeing, people that I was close to benefiting from it. And it felt just wrong not to share it. There was just something inside me that was like, we're going to get something from somewhere. And there's probably an 80% chance it's not going to be great. So if I can share this with them, what do I have to lose, right? So
Absolutely.
Most of the time when I'm sharing it, it's risky, and I think that was really comforting to hear you say, you don't have to know everything to share this, and I'm very thankful to kind of keep remembering that, because I think that's what holds us back. And so as I've just kind of jumped over each obstacle, as Margie, she's been amazing to help me, and Sarah and Lauren have been just so inspiring. It's that there are other people around your age that care and want to just build a happier world for people that feel good, for them to feel good and feel better. And we all have our different routes of sharing it, but that's been really encouraging and helpful. So I guess I share it. What really transitioned me is the process of things, my personal experience, my family, and just realizing, the research, it's amazing. It's really amazing.
It is.
It just speaks for itself.
Do you mind if I ask Kristen how old you are?
20.
20. Okay, cool. But and you do have great mentors, and Sarah, Lauren, and Margie for sure. I would definitely just follow their lead. But being 20, I'm curious. Talking to other 20-year-olds or 20-somethings. I know they think they're invincible. Do you find it hard sharing with your peers? Are they receptive?
Sometimes yes, it is difficult. I don't know. It's a balance. I have some people, I just talked to a girl at the coffee shop today, my age, and she was so excited about what I was telling her. But then I have some of my closest friends and family around my age that don't really want to hear anything about it.
Sure.
So it's just, I think it depends on several things. I think when you share it with excitement, when you're excited, when it's, because young people, they're drawn to the color. They're drawn to, this sounds bad, but what's in it for me?
Right.
They want something exciting and fun. So when it's shared in that way, like that's what's so great about the wellness events and having fun parties, because when they get to experience the culture, then they want to hear more about the product. I think that's really key for people around our age, is creating a fun thing. And that's also good for the business too, because then they see how much fun it is sharing it, and they're like, oh wow, this is like a whole thing. And I guess it's in a way kind of what happened to me too. But yeah, I think that's really powerful with kids are my age, really.
Well, and what you just shared, Kristen, is powerful. If you're sharing with exactly what you said, that was great. I think young people can relate to that, and even the older folks in the crowd, that's going to help them understand how to talk to, your generation. But and I don't know, does anyone have a burning desire to talk about the Shed 10? Is that I'd love to see that touched on. I don't know. Again, I'm not running the panel. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever Leslie, touches on. But anyhow, if you guys have an interest in that, maybe someone can touch on that. If not, no big deal. But maybe shift back to Lauren. I know, again, you've been around for a while. This was really this was your mom's business. You took the product because she told you had to. But obviously a transition from, yeah, I'll take it to I love it, and then now I want to I've been wanting to share, I'm sharing it with others. What did that look like for you?
Kind of the same of taking the product. It was another kind of nudge from my mom, like, you just need to do this. And at that point I was in college when it made that shift from product to sharing it with others. And I think just I've taken it along with me in all the different stages of life that I've been through. When I first started, I was in college, so I really gravitated more towards like the athletes, my teammates, and kind of that was the world I was in. So that those are the people I felt like I could speak to. And as I transitioned, graduating from college, then I really started getting heavily into missions, and kind of had to not quite take a pause, because that's the beauty of the business, is that you have your upline. And for me, in my case, I have, my mom, which is a double plus, that, not only does she have this wisdom and people that I've poured into her, but, she's my mom. She's going to want to see me succeed. So, when I went overseas in El Salvador, I couldn't do as much of the business. I couldn't be at events physically. And that's the great thing about having your upline, that, they'll kind of jump in there where you can't. So yeah, and at that stage, now it's kind of been in the missions aspect of like, there's people like dying of malnutrition. This product would be so amazing. So it's finding ways of, maybe people in third world, they can't afford it, but there's people here who might like to sponsor. So it's kind of sharing from a different angle, which, gets people interested. We're sending this over to people. Like, we took a big supply of Complete down to some kids in El Salvador, and they absolutely loved it. And, then they're so just open. You just tell them, this is good for you. This is good for your kids. It gives you good nutrition. They're like, I'll take it. And no questions asked. They just totally buy into it. So I think that can be a good example to us back at home too. So sharing in that way. And then now, as I've been transitioning, partnering with my mom at her wellness center, now I'm in a totally different page in my life where, I see people come in because their bodies are broken, they need healing physically. So, it's a kind of an open door in that sense of, I can only do so much with my hands. And my mom and I talk about it, all the time. We share this together. We can only do so much, but I can't heal your cells from the inside. That comes from your nutrition. It comes from all these other lifestyle factors. So I've seen it kind of transition with me in my different stages of life. And that's the great thing about the business, that I've been able to take it along with me and do as much as I can, or as little as I'm able to, kind of wherever life has taken me. But it's always been just a great compliment to whatever stage of life I'm at. So I'm not, quite at the level where I'm, like my mom in MD, but it's great. This is where I'm at right here, and this is what I can do, and it can coincide with my passions and goals and other career things that I'm still wanting to pursue.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you were able to do missions and still, still have it in, your business, and not only still have it, but still growing. And,
it was very nice to have that steady paycheck every month still coming in. Was a huge blessing. So I'm really glad my mom gave me the nudge when she did you just need to do it.
And how long total were you in El Salvador?
I started doing short-term mission trips since 2012. I've been going back and forth, but I lived over there for over a year in 2014 and 15. I was over there for a year.
Really? That's awesome.
It was fun.
And I know a lot of people got to come over and visit.
It was great. Yeah, having Miguelans, that was so much fun. It was really neat. Just, seeing people that I knew here, my Juice Plus family, and then to see them in a totally different environment. It was really cool to see kind of them out of their element, but it was, a beautiful experience. We had so much fun, and they got to see my now husband and I, so they saw us before we were together, so just kind of cool. They talked earlier about the culture, it's extended beyond just, the Juice Plus wall, so I really like that.
Yeah, Jeff and Wendy are great. And it was funny, we were at their lake house, and they did some kind of cup thing for the kids, I think, some kind of cup. But anyhow, we were practicing that at their lake house
cool.
for the missions trip. But that's awesome. So obviously, great health, and, you've been able to change lives through that and through your mission work, and you got a hubby out of the deal. That's pretty cool.
This is
Very
great.
cool. Yeah. But, and I know, Sarah, you've been around for a while too, taking it and sharing it, and, just curious, what you've seen, obviously the product, the benefits have been great, but what have you seen, the business side of things do for you?
For the business side, my goal eventually would be to get out of the hospital part of the acute critical care and more into prevention and being able to do this more full-time in the community, because that's where I definitely see the heart of problems and people's health is in the prevention side. So for the business, it's done a lot for me in giving me growth of community, definitely. I'm led by a group of amazing people, men and women, that has really pushed me to grow myself and definitely spiritually as well, and being able to trust in people again and build the types of relationships that I haven't had for a long time. So you get a business for $50, but you get so much more than that. I got a whole group of friends that you don't even know that they're supporting for you, praying for you, thinking about you, and then you get a pop-up message and they've been thinking about you all day when something really good has happened in your day or with your business. So that's been amazing. And I was able to make, my original goal was if I can get $500 a month just to pay off some of these extra bills. I was kind of to the point, even working full time, where every month I was moving from checking account to savings account, like right at that last week of the month. And I was just getting tired of that stress. Being, a single female and owning my own house and things, that was becoming pretty stressful. And I said, there's got to be a better way. I kind of grew up that way. I grew up with parents that were always kind of stressed about money. So I got to the point where once I built my customer base, and that pretty much happened without me even knowing what I was doing, that I had the $500 and I was able to pay off my car payment 6 months early. So now my goal is just, how long can I go before I would have to, replace my car, and that what was $500 now is more than that. And I can do more events. I can travel more. I can dream more about traveling. We've been talking a little bit about abundance and what that looks like, if it's time freedom or if it's, the money. In the beginning, I thought, well, maybe extra money would be, what my goal could be, just because of the way I grew up and with the health prevention. But now I'm like, well, what if it's more of a mission with my beliefs, with wanting to share, more about God in life, but bundling that with the health prevention side and how it all really just comes together. And I think that's the beauty of the business. It really ties into all of my personal goals that I didn't even know were really goals, and what my passions were. And it's allowed that to really bloom and blossom into bigger connections with people and who have the same beliefs. that on the surface level, you don't know who people are until you get to work alongside them and learn about their health and where they've come from. And that's been a beautiful thing for me in the business, and just meeting, you know, people in the community of all ages. I love working with these new moms, or these the nurses who have been, you know, sick on end for years trying to take care of people, but they can't take care of themselves or their families. Yeah. So the business is way bigger than just, you know, a $50 investment and trying to help other people with prevention.
Wow, that's awesome. I do love the freedom and flexibility that it allows, and just it's so congruent with anybody's lifestyle. Everybody needs better health. Everybody needs more finances, but more money or whatever. But you know, this is so congruent with anybody in the healthcare profession, and I love that you can do your life, your work, you know, and you don't have to schedule, you know, around Juice Plus. You just do it as you're doing your life. So you guys are sounding great. I'm excited to see you all up on stage, and I don't know, any burning desires. And also, you know, if one of you say something and, you know, that hits a chord for you, you know, you can be, you know, like Brian's note said, if you read through it, you know, you can be a good amener for the other person. You know, don't interrupt, but when they're done, or you know, as you're led, you know, definitely share. But again, try to keep those amen statements fairly short, because we have a total of 45 minutes basically, and then Leslie's going to be kind of interweaving her story and making comments as well. But any I don't know, any other burning desires, thoughts, Margie? I don't know what other questions we could be asking.
Yeah, we're at 25 minutes now. So since we started, we're doing good time. And I know that'll kind of tweak a little bit. But I was thinking about some futuristic, because you guys shared a little bit about, you know, from the health and the business, and just like to see what you guys see in the future for yourself, for other people around you, for other Gen Yers maybe, because you all are different stages of the Gen Y. I mean, we have a range from 20 to I don't forget how old Sarah is now, but so, but anyways, in that 15-year span, you know, what are you guys seeing?
Future goals.
Yeah, future. What do you see in the future for your generations?
Well,
For you personally too.
I think for our generation, we want to make a difference. And I think that's why so many Gen Ys are having such difficulty with careers and jobs, because we don't just want to clock in, work hard, and get a paycheck, and that's it. We want to do something that's meaningful. And this is meaningful. And, you know, you have to have money to live. So, you know, it kind of kills two birds with one stone, that you can do something that impacts the world by getting people. I mean, our healthcare, especially just in the United States, you know, our health is horrible. And I don't think anyone can deny that. You know, you can see the statistics, we can see it physically, you know, and just what's going on in our healthcare system. You know, it's a big concern, I think, for everyone. So, you know, that is making an impact by sharing this and sharing on the education of, you know, what whole food nutrition can do. And, you know, and all those things trickle effect into a healthy lifestyle, you know, mentally, spiritually, all those things. Kind of Sarah touched a little bit on that, how it's allowed her faith to kind of grow as well. So I think the business side of it, and obviously taking the broad, I can speak to Gen Yers, because we want to have, you know, a purpose and feel like we're living out a calling. And I know for me and my husband Kristen and I, you know, our dream goal is we just started a nonprofit, and that's what we love to do for the rest of our lives, is to be able to just travel back and forth between here and in El Salvador, or wherever else God might take us. But we also know, you know, having some stability with it, where the business side could come in, will just be a huge thing for us. And my mom and I always tease. I said, yeah, I could totally see myself just, you know, being all in and giving up everything, going all in, you know, with the Juice Plus. And, you know, we're all in, but right now we have both of those. You know, we have our mission and we have our Juice Plus, but they're both missions. They just might look a little bit different. One's a little more geared towards the physical health. The other is a little bit more towards spiritual health. But, you know, I can see that being our means to go and travel and to go do those things, you know, to be able to take, you know, trips down there and bring his family here. And I think we lost Dr. Yvonne.
You guys go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, I think future goals is, allowing that to be the means to do all those things with our nonprofit.
What do you feel, Kristen? The future. What's it hold for you?
Man, that's.
I'm sorry, you're thinking, where'd he go? Leslie just called me, and I wanted to answer that. She's going to jump on here. She feels horrible, but you were doing great there, Lauren. Before that call came in.
We're on to Kristen now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I would say.
Why don't
Can I get?
Yeah.
I would say 15 years is a long time from now. I'm still trying to get to tomorrow. But I would agree with Lauren about the traveling. It's every day I hope that I can make a difference. And I think you're right also with that is our generation wants to feel like they have a purpose and they want to do something new and different. And I know this company allows for that. Like, it gives you the time, it gives you the financial piece to do those things. And yeah, I'm still painting that picture. But I know I would love to just get out of my comfort zone more and travel abroad and share the mission of the Lord and this mission with people, because I think they go together so well. And it's really fun. Like I don't have it all figured out yet, but yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying this journey so far and expecting really good things to come from it. And yeah,
sure.
That's a hard question for me.
It is. And it's, that's an ever evolving thing. Our goals, our dreams, our vision has changed dramatically in the last 20 years for sure. But I do know, and again, I don't want to stereotype, but I do. And I'd like to think all of our generations are concerned about the environment, about making an impact, being green and all that. But I really think it's your generation that really has demanded that and brought that to the forefront. So I don't know if you want to touch on that. Also the fact that one out of two, 50% of your generation is also living in their parents' basement, or I've heard that. I don't know if that's actually true, but that, they do want to make an impact. It's hard to find, it's hard to find a worthy job for a lot of folks, let alone a mission in life. But, the fact that we are, green, non-GMO, so many wonderful things. Our tower garden, you talk about environmentally friendly. But I just, like Sarah was saying, just it's way beyond our $50 business. I loved how you said that. We are making a huge difference in the world, and I'm excited. I don't know. Leslie's probably not on because I didn't hear a doorbell. But
Sarah, can you want to embark a little or share a little bit about what you see the future for yourself or generation?
For my generation, I feel like we were at the top of that millennial gap where a lot of us came. I remember, they came to high school and they were asking you, your junior year, what college you were going to go to if you were going to join the military, and they really drove it into you. You had to have it all figured out before you even graduated high school. And I remember feeling that pressure and really not knowing. And the original degree I wanted to go for, the college I went to didn't have it. So I had to kind of put all my passions together, and I came up with nursing. And I love that for the millennials and the people that want to make a difference but don't really know where they want to go or what their true calling is yet. They can, be a part of an amazing community that can come together with all ages and learn from those that have had different walks of life and be able to build a future while they're establishing, what their real passion is. So for me, I love working with all these generations because I've learned so much, and I feel like I can help teach them some things of where I've come from, but to be able to move forward and keep bridging whatever kind of missional work I get into alongside with, the preventative health care and coming out of the hospital a little bit and using my health knowledge to continue to, you know, help those financially and with wellness in all gaps of their life too.
Yeah, that's great. And I know Leslie just jumped on here. At least I saw she's joined the meeting. But one thing, and I can't believe this is coming from me because, and I know, Kristen, you don't know me very well, but I know Sarah and Lauren and Margie and Leslie, you know, we are people of faith. And very early on for a lot of years, and I try to when appropriate, but I love sharing my faith. And, you know, it's natural for me to hear you talking about the Lord and you know, God and his will and all that stuff. And I'm not saying don't do that. I've been told not to do that, but I'm just know again. And Randy Matthews, he called me one time and he really, I really understood, I think, better. You know, I've always, my philosophy is if I have a platform and if I'm in front of people, I need to be sharing Jesus. I mean, that's kind of where I was, you know, 20 years ago. And there were times where I was inappropriate with my faith. And it's, you know, people are coming to hear about Juice Plus, about your story, about, you know, our business. But, and again, I'm cringing at me saying this, but just be cautious, be understanding of your crowd. And, you know, as you grow in your business and, you know, you're exposed to more people, just understand that, it is a business. I believe the two are you can't separate them, but just be you know, appropriate when you're sharing your faith. And I know you guys know that, but just, I've had a number of times where people really come down on me for being, I guess, too bold. So, I'm not saying don't use those terms, but just again, know your crowd and
I think the point too is, you know, we want to give them something about, they came to learn about how can Gen Yers do something with this business. And not everybody is at their path at early age like these ladies are. I mean, they're incredible about, you know, where they are at their walk with God, but not everybody Gen Y is going to walk in the door. So we want to be cautious to the point where it's like, okay, we want to intrigue them. And I know they've all done revival work. They've all done mission work. And we just got to meet people where they are. Not everybody in that crowd is going to be where we are. So we have to be mindful of that. So that way we can bring them over. It's like, come over to their side, but let's just gently bring them back to, hopefully that they'll see that in us, that we're not just trying, you know, we don't want you to come on board and shove, you know, the word of God down the throat, because we know that could turn people away too. And we don't want that. We want to shine our light in a way that they're going to want to. And what are those tools that are going to want to bring them over? Yeah, this is fun. Like Kristen said, we get to have parties, we get to do this, you know, you get to have the time freedom, you get all these things, and we still have a passion and a purpose, but they can weave that into their story, but not make it their whole story.
Right. And, you know, again, I just share that just because but just as an encouragement to you guys, and you talking about mission fields, Lauren in particular, and Sarah, Kristen, I have found that this ministry, and Karen and I consider our Juice Plus business a ministry, we have been able to lead more people to Christ through just building relationships. So they are attracted to us, you know, the products, the business, but when you get to develop deep relationships, you'll be amazed just how many lives you get to touch for Jesus. So just, you know, you don't have to go to El Salvador or around the world. I mean, this is a great mission field.
That gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, it really is. But our Leslie Lapardis, I think you're on the line, I believe.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I can.
Okay.
There she is. Hello.
Sorry. That's
You are fine. She got, what was it? You got trapped under a table, did you say?
Yeah. Kind of, not really.
Yeah. But Leslie, we kind of, you know, to respect everybody's time, we went ahead and Margie was gracious enough to record this. And I kind of played a poor you, but I was trying to be the moderator and just asking different questions, and just hearing these ladies' stories and kind of where they're coming from, I think would just be at least a good starter point for you And but maybe if you don't mind sharing kind of your story, you can even do, I know it's going to be more popcorn style, but if you want to, share your product and business story and kind of even what you see into the future with Juice Plus.
Okay. Well, the product I said no to for like almost a year because I did not really care for sales things. And I had a sick son. Every other week he had a runny nose or cough or something, and the pediatrician didn't have answers for me. So I finally said yes to trying Juice Plus. And after he got better, then it just kind of was a domino effect. So I had a cousin who is malnourished and tried it, and he put on weight, and he just had a dramatic change. And so that's whenever I joined the business and thought, there are people out there that need to hear this. And with me having a nursing background, I saw this as an avenue to stay at home while still nursing for people. And just business has been slow track most of the way, and I'm okay with that because I was in a position of needing to fast track very quickly, but I have developed a lot of personal growth. You know how they talk about the business is a personal development program disguised as a business, and I've learned a lot more about people, and I've learned a lot about developing myself and taking enjoyment in reading and how to fine-tune things. And for the future, I look at this as a way to retire. The fact that this company offers health insurance is huge. Like, there's not any way for my husband to retire early unless there is health insurance, unless I were to get a job that would provide health insurance. So even if it does slow track all the way there, that would still set us up by the time of, being at a retirement age and having health insurance. And it just looks bright and great for us to be able to accomplish that someday.
Yeah, and you're selling yourself short, Leslie. You've done great. You're growing your business, and I will say, and I didn't get to see you up front, but Karen was just raving about you, and I know you're feeling bad about coming on a little bit late and not looking like you want to look, but I think you look great, and you're going to do a great job, and you're very confident, I know, from the front of the room. And
I hope to have all my sinus congestion cleared up before next week. I will sound better, I hope.
Okay, just double and triple up on Juice Plus and drink lots of water.
Oh yeah.
But any, Sarah's background, Sarah Geen is in nursing as well, and definitely, and I'll send you. I've got some notes here, and again, if you can look through this, but a good amener on the research, I think, is good. She's going to touch on that, and I don't want to get in trouble here and guesstimate ages here. I know Kristen's age. I have a fair idea on Lauren, but I'm guessing you're the elder statesman in the crowd and the only one with children.
Okay.
So that
it is what it is.
But just, so you might want to intertwine, obviously that's a big deal, obviously.
Okay.
But,
trying to do the business with kids and being young.
Yeah. But just, and just the growing up, Lauren shared, she's been on Juice Plus for a lot of years. Her mom, started out and had her taking it, and, just be able to start your babies out young with Juice Plus. So.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. They'll be much healthier than I was.
Yeah. But
I'll go ahead and stop this from